Hi, I'm Kimmy with On William Street, and we are here to help you become a more confident quilter, from the piecing to the quilting and everything in between. So this week we are back with block 12 and our final block of our annual quilt along. So don't forget, all of the information that we're going to talk about can be found in our blog post. I've posted that link below the video, so you can check that out. You can get the quilting plan, get links to past blocks if you've missed any, get links to the joining instructions. All the information will be there on the blog, so head over there. Also, while you're there, don't forget to check out our shop and find your next modern quilting project. So with this block, we're going to be quilting the bottom row on the right hand corner, but like I said before, it doesn't really matter with these last three what order you quilt them in. You can always mix them up if you accidentally grab the wrong one, but it should only be if you're going in order, it will be the only block you have left. So go ahead and grab that one. And let's go ahead and go over our quilting plan. So like always, we're gonna go ahead and start in the middle with this design. And this is one we have done before. So just a reminder, it's just a gentle outline. I'm not worried about a strong point here. So basically I'm not going to stop while I'm moving. If I want a strong point, I'm gonna come up here, stop, move my needle or start going in the opposite direction. But with this, I'm just gonna keep sewing as I make that turn so that it's a gentle curve. So I'm gonna start here, come down, curve over, and then grab the two inside echoes. Come down the edge, again do the outside, and then the two inside ones, do the outside, and then the two inside, and grab the last one. Then I'm going to come back up to this corner and get ready to do our lines. And our lines, you can see here, we have them in sets of 2, so these are going to be fairly close together. I would say about 1/8 of an inch is how far apart you want those. So I'm going to just quilt out to the outside and then come in and quilt that super close one. Then go farther apart and then come down and quilt the next section. When I get to here, I'm going to quilt this whole line here. Then I'm going to come back and do my 2 little lines, and that tells me where I need to stop. If you're confident just stopping along the seam there, you can wait and do it later, but I like to have a solid line so that I don't accidentally go too far. Then we'll out to the outside here and then grab this line, do these sets again, grab that line, then come back, grab these 2, finish that set off, grab that line, finish these 2, and go back up. So now we're done. We're going to be up here at this point. From here, I'm going to go down along the edge here, and we're going to grab this one first. We're going to do the outside, then the inside, and then fill it in with our ribbon candies. And these are a fun way to outline a shape or to focus on a shape or to design new shapes, is to, make a border and then fill it in with anything you like. Swirls, ribbon candies, figure 8s. There's a lot of things you can do with that. Then we're going to come down along the edge and we're going to do this inside one first. So grab him, come over here. Now we're ready to do, again, the outside, the inside, fill in with ribbon candies. Come down, do the top triangle, grab these little loops, top triangle, and then do our lines. 1, 2, 3. And you'll notice if you want to move around a space, use 3, an odd number of motifs, because that's going to then end you up on the opposite side you started. Otherwise, you're always going to end and start and stop on the same side, and it's going to be harder to flow. So that's why I added the 3rd one here. Then from here, we're going to come up along the outside edge, do these 3, 1, 2, 3. And again, these are about 1/8 of an inch apart. And then come up here, grab the outside, the inside, fill in with the ribbon candies. Come up here and grab the little inside guy, outside ribbon candies, grab the top 3 triangles, fill in our lines, grab this one, and then just continue around the block. If you want to, you can go ahead and mark this line connecting across here because it doesn't have a seam line, to make sure that it lines up with those other 2 seams. So just grab the knife and your ruler or a marking pen and throw that line in if you want to help you with that line. But that's the only marking that I'm going to worry about doing on this quilt. So let's go ahead and get started with the quilting. So we're going to go ahead and start, and when I do this, I'm not going to be starting in the corner. I'm going to put the needle down just where I'm going to start with the quilting of that shape. I'm not going to worry about starting up there. So again, we're going to do those gentle curved outlines. So just go down along here and just follow the edges and do 3 of them, but not stopping when you get to that corner, so it's that gentle curve. Now from here, just follow along the edge till you get to the next triangle. All right, so now from here, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the point and get ready to do those lines. So again, we're gonna go out and then come right back down right next to it real close. So I'm not even gonna go the full width of the foot. I'm gonna keep it even closer than that. Now this, I want to go down quite a ways so that it's a definite space in between those. So probably about an inch or so. So now this design is similar to a piano key design, and it's a great design you can put in borders as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that line in there now. And then finish out the last few lines. And from there, I'm just going to repeat the same thing in the other 3 sections. Right, so now we're done with the inside straight lines and we're ready to move to our outside triangles. So again, I'm just going to go ahead along the edge here, down to that bottom corner. And then I'm going to turn it so you can see what I'm doing. You don't have to worry about turning it. I'm going to go ahead and just pick a point about quarter, half an inch in from the top. And I'm just going to sew straight to that. And then from there, just straight to the opposite corner. And then the same thing for the bottom, just up about the same distance you went in from the top. And then we'll just fill that in with those ribbon candies. And from there, I'm going to go down and grab the bottom one first. And then cut over and grab this triangle. Then we come down along the side and just stop and go across the top to grab those 3 triangles across that bar. And for here, I'm just going to put the 3 loops in. You can start with the middle loop if that's easier, and then add the 2 side loops. It helps to kind of space a little bit. Or if you're comfortable, just go for it. So now from here, I'm ready to do that outside border. So I'm just gonna go not quite on the line, I'm just gonna go just to the right of the line so that you can see it. I want this to be a visible border. And then again, just about that same distance for the inside line, so about 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to do another line right next to it. And then just do one more, and that will put us back on the other side of the block. Now from here, I'm just going to go ahead and put the line straight across and do the same thing like the border. Now I'm going to go out to this outside point, and then I can do the next corner. So now from here, we're just going to repeat those same steps. The outside, inside, fill it in, do the bottom one, and then move over to the following corner, and then repeat until we fill in all of the corners around the block. After you're all done, so I've just finished up my last little section, the last corner. If you want to, you can go ahead, go out to the outside, and then just stitch all the way along the edge. And that's just gonna hold everything down later on so that when you're adding them together, you don't have to worry about the edges folding up. So if you're more comfortable having those stitched in place, just stitch right close to the edge, about 1/8 of an inch, and you can just go along and put a row of stitches around the entire block, since how we haven't touched the border really at all yet, to help hold those down. It's not necessary, but like I said, that's one last thing you can do to finish off this block. Otherwise, it is done and we are ready to add it to the row and to get the quilt finished. So before we can put the borders on, we do need to put the last row together. So we're gonna follow the same process. I'm just gonna show you the trimming instructions. So we have our bottom left block. So this side and this side, so the left side and the bottom are going to be left at that 1 3/4 inches. The top and the right are going to be cut to 1 inch. Then we have our middle bottom block. So this one, we're just going to have the bottom edge is going to be 1 3/4 inches, and then the other 3 sides are all going to be that 1 inch. And then of course our bottom right block, the right side and the bottom will be the 1 3/4 inches, and the tops and the left will be 1 inch. So go ahead and get those trimmed up. Grab your sashing strips, and you're interfacing the 15.5 inch strips that we have cut, and get these 3 blocks added together, and then come back and we'll go ahead and get the borders put on. If you need a reminder of those instructions, I've linked the other blocks, the other row instructions below, so that you can kind of follow along. Same process, just the trimming of the blocks a little bit different. So get that done, and then come back and we'll put these 3 blocks, and then we'll put the borders on the quilt and we'll be done. So block 12 is now done. All we have left to do is to put that bottom row together and then to add the borders. So go ahead and come back in a couple weeks and we will have the instructions to finish off the quilt. And then this one is ready to be used. So as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Let us know. We're here to help. We want you to be successful. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget to check out the blog post that's got all of the instructions, the diagrams, everything there that you might need as well to finish this block. And then also while you're there, you can check out our shop, see what else we have, and we will see you next time.